Thank you, Gladys. All right, everyone. Well, welcome to the Berkeley Restaurant Week marketing meeting. Super excited to have such a wonderful mix of marketing partners, of restaurants, of content creators, community members, and of course, the awesome team that helps make Berkeley Restaurant Week happen. Just a quick introduction. My name is Jeffrey Church. I am the Visitor and Partner Services Manager for Visit Berkeley, and my colleague, Dan Marengo, is our Communications Director, and he and I are the two leaders in Visit Berkeley who put on Berkeley Restaurant Week. So Dan, with our Communications Director, does our press releases, works with a lot of our media and marketing, and he'll give a little overview in a bit. Also want to introduce Misoon. Misoon, if you want to say hello or wave your hand. She is our wonderful social media content manager. So she manages our Visit Berkeley social media channels and will be your main point person to make sure to reach out if you have any questions about social media contests that come up. Want to give a shout out to Jericho Osnaspagiao right over there. He actually works in the Telegraph Business Improvement District, but is our social media strategist who has done an amazing job helping us curate a list of content creators and giving us tips later on that you'll be hearing on best practices for Berkeley Restaurant Week. And then last but not least, want to give a hello to Glenn Ramet. Glenn Ramet is our graphic designer. He is going to be managing a lot of the photography, the video, and then also designing the menus that are going to be posted on the website for Berkeley Restaurant Week. From there on, I'm just going to go ahead and do a quick overview of today's meeting and then do other introductions as well. So first off, just want to open it up to the floor for our restaurants to say, if there's any questions or things that you might have before we start the meeting, let us know. And I want to be very conscientious of time. And we will end right at 2. So if anyone has to leave right at 2, you're welcome to, but we can of course keep the discussion going on further on. So yeah, anything that restaurants want to say, first and foremost, appreciate everyone's menus coming in. Nope. Awesome. Well, let's dive right in. So I would like to bring on Jericho first, just as not only a social media strategist in terms of Restaurant Week, but a veteran of Berkeley Restaurant Weeks. I've been on board for, this is going to be my 4th Restaurant Week managing it, but he has dined out Restaurant Weeks long before I came on board. So if Jericho, if you can give some tips, not just only to others who want to post, but also to restaurants on how they can leverage social media for Restaurant Week and beyond.
Everybody, my name is Jericho and I have been a participant in Berkeley Restaurant Week shamelessly because it used to happen in January and that was my birthday. So I would trick a lot of my friends to taking me out, and that's how I got started with the whole Berkeley Restaurant Week thing. But in terms of tips, social is your gateway to a whole bunch of people. It's a great way to access things, and Visit Berkeley is going to serve you up an alley-oop when they tag you, and they will tag you. So in my sense, please be ready. Take lots of pictures, especially of your menu items, and kind of build a backlog of these pictures, because when people check out your page, they'll look at your last few posts. So I would suggest posting at least 9 different times between now and Restaurant Week, so you have a good backlog of what people can expect. From that point on, make sure to continually refresh and add new things, invite them over to your restaurant. And if you haven't yet, download a repost app, because people will be dining at your restaurant, they will tag you, and that's free content for you. You can pick and choose which ones you like and then repost it on that. If you have questions on how to repost, you can message me and I can walk you through it. And then of course, at the very end, thank everyone who came out. When you see people post and then they comment on those posts, don't just engage with the person who posts, engage with everyone who commented, because they think your food is delicious. So there's a great way for you to just engage an audience without it even being on your page. But I won't take up too much of your time. If you have any more questions, please let me know. I'm here as a resource. I love Berkeley and I hope I get to try all of your different places. Thank you.
Perfect. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Jericho. So after this meeting, we will, of course, put email addresses if you would like to reach out to Jericho or anyone else who presented today to be able to get more information on follow-ups. Next, I would like Misoon just to kind of give an overview of our ideas on social media contests, and also just to let you know how malleable they are and how easy it is to create your own, but also have Visit Berkeley put one on for you.
I'm gonna mute myself. Hi, everyone. I'm Misoon. So I've been working with Visit Berkeley for the past few years doing their social media. And for the Berkeley Restaurant Week, the contests have been very popular. We post the contest mostly on Instagram, but we also are active on Twitter and Facebook. So we always kind of send people over to the Instagram account to enter the contest. Jeffrey may have received some gift cards already, so we will definitely do those contests. But we also wanted to throw the idea out there that the restaurants could also run their own contests, and then we can amplify those. So if you tag us, if you decide to run your own contest, we can put a story out about it and follow. After this meeting, I'm going to send Jeffrey just a quick copy paste of what you can do to just post your own contest, like what you would put in there, but also a few tips. And the contests are really popular. The Visit Berkeley followers are actually quite local. Many of them are in Berkeley, Oakland, San Francisco. Then our next region out would be LA. And it's a really great way to reach a lot of potential diners who, and without having to do too much other than provide a gift card.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Misoon. And
Sure.
like you said, this is definitely very cost-effective way for you to outreach to current diners, but also prospective ones as well. And just know that throughout this time and through Jericho and his team of amazing content creators that, of course, any contests that come through or things that want to be reposted or shared, we are going to be tagging these content creators on our posts as well. So that way they have the ability to repost stories and content on their channels too. Next, I'm going to go ahead and just have Dan kind of give a quick overview of where we are with media, advertising, which locations, and kind of a timeline of when everything will be coming out. And you're still muted, Dan.
Yes, thanks. Thanks, Jeff. We have a lot of news media coming out next week. So our release will go out on Friday. We've got a lot of banner advertising, digital campaigns starting on Monday as well. Berkeley side, East Bay Express, and also some email blasts as well on both of those channels. So I guess we're going to see a lot of activity on our website through these next week. And I think there's one kind of key pro tip on this is to make sure your menus are into us by Friday at the latest, and then we can get those up and people will be looking at those menus next week. So that's the channel to, I think, to success here for sure, is to get those menus in and get some activity on our website. So we're looking forward to a lot of attention next week.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Dan, and all of your hard work in getting the good word out about Berkeley Restaurant Week. I'm just going to do a quick screen share just so you can get a visual of where we are now, where we're going. And then from then on, we're going to go ahead and transition to a presentation from our wonderful partners at MoPo. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. That was as seamless as it could have been. So our Visit Berkeley channel for our Instagram page, super easy to follow at Visit Berkeley. You can see that, of course, we're already curating posts right now for Restaurant Week, showcasing a lot of different previous partners, but of course, new ones as well. We will have a specific highlights reel here for stories that are coming up for Berkeley Restaurant Week 22. This is the landing page for Berkeley Restaurant Week. BerkeleyRestaurantWeek.com will also take you to this URL. You can see that the social media posts that are on our page are showing up on this CrowdRiff feed as well. This is our social media feed. So anyone who tags at Visit Berkeley will be able to be highlighted on this specific feed as well during Restaurant Week. So all you social media content creators, restaurants who want to post and tag Visit Berkeley on your menus, please make sure to tag Visit Berkeley. That way we can see that content, curate it here, and give people a little visual taste of what's coming up for Berkeley Restaurant Week. These links right here will actually take people to a different page that will filter out to the different menu pricing lists. So if you have a 10 to 20 layup tier, jump shot tier, whatever price point your menu is, and if you have multiple offerings, they will show up on the various pages. That way, people who are going to want to dine can easily sort through to see what is within their price ranges for Berkeley Restaurant Week. Our awesome sponsors by MoPo. I won't linger here too much because they will present. And then of course, all the listings for Berkeley Restaurant Week. So once your menu is into us and it's formatted, we will go ahead and upload the menu that is formatted. So you'll see here, It'll be click for the menu, and you'll see it's beautifully designed, and it's going to have your logos and your color schemes, and be able to get these click-throughs as well. So as Dan said about having our website active, we see how many click-throughs happen for these menus. So we will be able to get the metrics and let you know how many people click through to see what you're offering. And then you can see menus are going to be ranging from the different participants, and all different colors, but same consistent theme. Our assets page, you all should have access to our logos, so you can add those to your website, social media, and then also print them out to put on your storefronts as well, so people can visually see that you're participating in Berkeley Restaurant Week. And last but not least, Berkeley Bucks. We will have a new BOGO offer that will be live starting on Monday. That'll be a $75, gets you a $25 bonus gift card during Restaurant Week. And then if you are a participant who accepts Berkeley Bucks and are in Restaurant Week, you will be highlighted at the top of this Berkeley Bucks page. So more incentive. If you are not signed up for Berkeley Bucks, feel free to reach out and I will be happy to guide you that way. Awesome. So that being said, I am going to go ahead and turn this over to Martin from Mopo. He will introduce himself and his team and go ahead and give you an overview of this amazing app that we're going to be using to showcase Restaurant Week for food at your fingertips, and also how innovative it is in terms of being able to be a new social media platform that is very community-based. So Martin, go ahead and take it away.
Thank you, Jeff. I'm going to share my screen and then do a demo of the app. So that's what I plan to do here for about 15 minutes, I think, Jeff, is what we said, right? If anyone's got any questions as we go along, feel free to sort of interject. We can make this interactive, but let me first of all share my screen and hopefully you can all see that. Everyone seeing that? Let's come across. Thanks, Jeff.
Yes, everything's
so
good.
My name is Martin Hall. I'm the CEO and founder of the company. My colleague Steph is here on the call with us. Steph is the VP of Marketing, also looks after our partnerships and what we do with our own editorial team internally. We are a 2-year-old company. We have basically spent the pandemic building a team, building a platform, starting to establish partnerships with organizations like Visit Berkeley. And in the last couple of months, we have launched. We are launched currently in key regions in Northern California. So Berkeley, Oakland, San Francisco, the Lake Tahoe region, and Yosemite. We ultimately, our goal is to be a global company, but you have to start somewhere. So the product is up and live, and I'm going to show you it in a moment. Our partnership with Visit Berkeley has been in place for about 6 or 9 months, but this really is our kickoff. Launching into Berkeley with Berkeley Restaurant Week. So thank you, Jeff and team. We're excited about working with you. I also want to just take a moment to say we recognize how hard the last 2 years has been for businesses like restaurants. So a lot of our focus is really on connecting organizations, not just organizations like Jeff's and the Visit Berkeley team, but community and cultural organizations, but ultimately businesses with customers. And we do that through a mobile app, which I'm going to show you in a moment. So we just sort of, what just happened there? Here we go. So the way to think about Mopo is we have built a community-centric mobile app. Our focus with respect to consumers is enabling them to find and share fun things to do, but specifically things to do that match their interests and their values. So we are attacking this sort of market and space and building a product that is very deliberately trying to be different from things that are out there already, because we believe everybody is a unique individual. And a lot of platforms today are surfacing only the most popular stuff. And a lot of the time people are looking for things that matter most to them based on their interests and values. And it's not just a travel app. Some people think of us as something just for travel. We're as much, if not more, about enabling locals to find things to do as we are visitors. And the key here in terms of thinking about us is that we're mobile first. We are social. I'll demonstrate that in a moment. I talked about us being personal, but we're also local. So what's important to us is to make sure that all that a destination and communities have to offer gets surfaced to consumers, so consumers can find what's relevant to them, and businesses can actually connect, engage with, and ultimately do business with those consumers that we bring and connect to those places. and those businesses. In terms of our solution, we've basically built a platform that brings together not just consumers, not just businesses, but organizations that are experts and really are the face of the region, like Visit Berkeley. In terms of the sort of innovation that we've built into the platform, it really revolves around, I've talked about social and personalized already, making sure that really rich content is available in terms of things to do, being very, very community centric at the heart of everything that we do, both as a culture within our team and how we work with destinations and communities. We're very conscious of this creator economy and making it possible for businesses or individuals to contribute knowledge, information, content into the platform. And another thing that's key for us is we're not trying to be the place where people always have to end up. We recognize that many individuals, businesses, organizations have invested in creating a lot of content. And the openness of our platform means that from any place within the app, people who create content can link out to a website, to an Instagram page, to a Facebook page, to a YouTube video. So we very much want to be open and a jumping off point. So with that, if you don't mind give me a moment, I'm going to switch to the app, but I have to sort of share my screen. So this is a little clumsier than I would like it to be. Steph, do you want to add anything as I kind of transition over here?
Well, we can certainly ask if there are any questions so far. Not so far. Okay. We'd like to, Martin didn't talk much about his background, but we have an army of data scientists here who are building that personalization capability. It's really important to us that Martin mentioned the popularity. We find that in talking with arts and cultural organizations, small businesses in general, that it is very difficult to compete with those algorithms that drive everybody to the most popular things. So we really believe that we can help small businesses and local communities be visible through our app. That's a primary goal for us.
All right, so everybody should be seeing, this is actually my phone connected to my computer, sharing through Zoom with all of you. So I'm going to walk you through very quickly a lot of sort of rich capabilities in the app, but I figured I'd start with the user's profile. So first of all of you will get a link to the app within the next 24 hours. We're in the process of updating and pushing out a new release. It's going out right now as we talk, but sometimes it takes a while to find its way onto the app and Android stores, but you're going to get a link. And that link will actually drop you into the Berkeley Restaurant Week channel, but I'm going to show you other channels and information within the app. So after this meeting, we'll share this information with Jeff and he'll be passing it on to everybody. But this is my profile in the app. So every user registers. They can register as a consumer. They could register with a business and branded identity, but this is me as a consumer. So you see a little bit about me, a bio, hashtags sort of representing my interest and all the content that I've created in the platform, be it social posts that I've added, be it activities that I've found and want other people to discover, events I've found, or lists. And I'll show you all of this in a moment. But I'm going to switch to the central part of the app right now, which is what we call the For You feed. And the For You feed is divided into a set of channels. So this is what when you install the app using the special link that we have, will land in. So this is what we call a premium channel. And For You, essentially with these premium channels, and for Berkeley Restaurant Week, has a set of information in the header about the event. Then down below, as you scroll down, this is all the information that you gave to Visit Berkeley, which we've connected with and brought into the app. So all of the restaurants that are participating in Berkeley Restaurant Week are present with their own tile, so users can scroll down and see them. Up top, we have the header information that can be expanded. If you're not already following Visit Berkeley in the app, I unfollowed just for this demonstration. I can just click follow, and now I'm following Visit Berkeley. So anytime Visit Berkeley posts as a user, I'll see that information in the social feed in the app. This is an example of our openness. So if I clicked, I'm not going to do it right now, but if I click on Visit Berkeley, what we're trying to do is drive traffic to Visit Berkeley's website and ultimately to all the additional content that's on the Visit Berkeley and Berkeley Restaurant Week website. Clicking the Facebook, Instagram, Twitter links takes users out to the Visit Berkeley pages, one of which we just saw from Jeff. We're introducing a competition for users of MoPo with respect to Berkeley Restaurant Week. That's what this first tile is all about. But I want to get into and just sort of show a little bit here about our list capabilities. So all the tier-based deals are available in MoPo through what we call these list capabilities. So this content is not quite complete. Our content team is basically living off everything that you are giving to Visit Berkeley, and then we're pushing into the app. So if you don't see your restaurant in here right now, it's because this is a work in progress and it'll be complete in the next 24 hours or so. But if I click into, well, let me scroll along here actually. So all the different tiers of pricing that restaurants are falling into are available here. And then we've added some other sort of interesting lists based on conversations with Jeff and Dan on Monday. So we grouped sort of vegetarian and vegan dining into a list. We added dining in historic spaces. There are some more things we're doing. Women-owned restaurants, for example, because these kind of values are important to us and we believe important to our users, and we matchmake based on that. But if I click into one of these lists, just to give you an idea of what it looks like, then a list basically contains, in this case, a number of restaurants. A list itself is tagged, so I can see all of the $20 to $30 menu restaurants at a glance. I can see where all of these restaurants are on a map and sort of scroll in a map view through the different restaurants. As a consumer, I can click into any individual one to see more details about it, including navigating to it, calling, and then I'm going to show you the menus sort of in the tiles in a moment. So that's a quick view of lists with respect to the tier-based deals and beyond from Visit Berkeley. We have another set of lists, so any users, including the content curators on this call, for example, if you want to create sort of particular themed list, we talked to Jericho, for example, about doing, you know, a list of Telegraph restaurants. Any lists that are posted and tagged with BRW outside of the Visit Berkeley lists will show up within this list of lists, if you like. If you click into them again, you'll see kind of themed collections of restaurants. And then because we're social, any social posts that people are creating within MoPo that are tagged with BRW will show up within this channel. We put a few examples in here. We know more are coming. And I'll show you the social feed as well in a moment. But if I looked at one of our team's posts here, for example, this is what they've created. So what we're looking to do is make sure that participants in Berkeley Restaurant Week, whether it's Visit Berkeley, whether it's restaurants, whether it's influencers, whether it's consumers themselves, will post in the app, and then all that will show up within the Berkeley Restaurant Week channel. If I go down to the individual restaurants, well, the first, Jeff, you're seeing this for the first time. So we put your kickoff event in here as the holding place. So you've got that. But then if we get down to the restaurants, I think there's about 48 restaurants in here at this point in time. So every restaurant can be clicked into, you can turn it over, see where it is on a map. And then these menus that are so important, we're featuring right up top. So if I click on an individual menu here, then it will just bring up the menu. And I can click back into the app. So that's a quick idea of the Berkeley Restaurant Week channel. But what I also want to show you while we're in here is the fact that all of the information within MoPo and For You is divided into channels. So if I want to see other things to do in Berkeley, then I can click on the Berkeley channel. I get a slightly different view here. And what this does is present all the events and activities in Berkeley that are actually relevant to me and my interests and values. So I can, for example, see, well, what events are on today, what events are on this week, this weekend. And I'm not going to go into lots of detail here in the interest of time, but you can scroll across, see sort of other channels and locations, but I'm going to stay focused on Berkeley Restaurant Week for now. So that's the For You feed, the Berkeley Restaurant Week channel itself. Any questions so far before I switch across here? All right, let me keep going. We also have a social feed. The way to think about this within the app is this is sort of an inbuilt social network, but it's really focused on recreation. So it's if you think of LinkedIn as a vertical social network for professionals, this is a social network really for recreation. And the way that we connect users to other users is not based on Zuckerberg's famous social graph. It's based on an interest graph. So in various places within the app, you can click on users or you can follow individual users, but any social post that's being injected into Mopo, including for Berkeley Restaurant Week, will show up within the social feed, but we basically cross-post that into the Berkeley Restaurant Week channel. So you just see the Berkeley Restaurant Week stuff within the Berkeley Restaurant Week channel, but all the other social posts that are coming from your followers or beyond with respect to places or activities that you're interested in show up in the social feed. A couple of things that are different about this to traditional social networks: whenever you put a social post in, those can be seen on a map, for example. So I put something in from Santa Cruz earlier, so you can see where this particular experience was that I'd experienced. So again, I'm not going to get into too much detail here, but I am going to sort of connect you to the big fat plus button, as I call it, in the bottom. So anybody who wants to create in the app, that's what the big fat plus button is for. So when people create social posts, they click this button. You can invite your friends to the app. You can create a social post, add activity and event. We don't make available for everybody right now, but you can certainly create a post or create a list from here. There are other mechanisms within the app for adding activities and events to lists, for example. And the final thing I think I just wanted to go back to in the profile was to show you all the different users that I'm following and perhaps to come into Visit Berkeley. So I'm going to show you how an organization's profile shows up. So how am I doing for time here, Jeff?
You're doing great. And this is an amazing overview. So keep going.
Okay. All right. So let me click into the Visit Berkeley profile here. So this is how organizations or businesses, can show up in the app as well. So we're trying to lead, as I said, locals and visitors as consumers to organizations and businesses and allow that sort of engagement based on interest and values to be made so that ultimately, business can be won by restaurants like yours. But here are the various social posts that Visit Berkeley have created, an overview of the organization, the different activities, including restaurants, the different events, and the different lists that Visit Berkeley have pulled together in the platform. There's a lot more here. I've sort of skimmed the surface, and what I plan to do is to make sure that not only will you get an invitation so that this channel automatically gets built for you and you land in it, the big Berkeley Restaurant Week, but you'll get a little guide so people can just sort of see how to do certain things. So we've built a sort of fairly easy to use guide so you can just get going in the app.
Perfect. And I think just to kind of drive the point for you all, this is new for Visit Berkeley. This is a new app, but in all reality, this is a lot of possibilities for content creators, for restaurants, for people who do want to share and kind of have this as a new platform to really have control over what they want to showcase. So this is more driving towards Jericho and the content creators, that this is a really neat way for you to use the content that you already have, the amazing photos, videos, lists. I think top picks has always been something that people love showcasing, especially on TikTok. Top 5 places. Make a list for Restaurant Week of your top 5 places that you went to, places that accepted Berkeley bucks, shopping paired with food, things of that sort. Get creative with it, because we really want to see how you all interact with it, but also what your suggestions are. So I think, Martin, if that's okay right now for us to just kind of get into some light Q&A, especially from those who are going to be diving deep into the app, for the content creators, of what you see or any questions that you might have or things that Martin can walk through for you.
Yeah, and one thing just before we get to that, Jeff, we're available, Steph and I. Again, we'll share information about how you can contact us. So if you've got any questions, you've got any help, don't hesitate to reach out to us. But for all the restaurateurs on this call, this isn't just about Restaurant Week. This is about us with our kickoff, essentially bringing you into a mobile app and ultimately connecting you with customers, not just during Restaurant Week, but beyond as well. So your restaurants are in the app and discoverable above and beyond this period of Restaurant Week.
Absolutely. Thank you for that.
So we'd encourage the restaurateurs, if you have time, I know you're going to be incredibly busy, create an account. You can engage with users in the app as well. Oh,
and also from Mopo here on the call, Pat is the one who is the expert on all of the content, the Berkeley content that's in the app. So any questions there, he can also also jump in.
Absolutely.
So yeah, happy to answer any questions from creators here, Jeff.
Awesome. Feel free to unmute yourselves, or if you want me to read out a question, you're welcome to put it in the chat. And of course, there is no pressure to ask questions now. I feel like definitely getting your fingers on the app and being able to see it in that way is one way too. But if there's anything that comes out or you want any clarification, now is the time just to ask a quick question.
Oh, I have a question.
Of course.
So I saw like the layout menu, but the other ones, are they all just under lists of other cool stuff underneath like the Berkeley Restaurant Week?
Like the very
I-
pricing tiers?
Yeah, I clicked on like Berkeley Restaurant Week, but mine looks different. Like,
Yeah. Oh, is that Megan speaking? Who is it who's
yes.
speaking? Yeah, Megan, did you install the app already?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so you're a little ahead of the game, because the new version of the app and the link we're giving you, that's where you will see a channel looks different. So yes, your channel is looking different because the new release is pending in the next 24 hours. We can give you some a backdoor way of actually creating a channel so it looks like this if you're interested. But I would wait till tomorrow, and the Berkeley Restaurant Week channel will come up for you, and we'll help you separately if you like. But you will see what we see on here, not what you're seeing on the app right now. So you're getting a preview. Think of this as a preview for something that is going to be in your hands in the next 24 hours. I should have been clear about that.
Okay, thank you.
Me too. And then just so we are clear, if anyone did download the app already, all they have to do is update the app once it's live, say tomorrow or early Friday morning. Is that correct, Martin?
Yes, within that, with our head of engineering, it's pushed. There's a whole process without going into the details. It's out there, the binary. It's just a question of Apple and Google doing their things and going through their machinations. And so for those people who have already installed, what we're going to do is automatically create the channels for you. So we'll communicate. Jeff will find a way to communicate this out to everybody within this. Okay.
I mean, in reality, this is the in crowd right now. This is the elite team of currently 22 people on the Zoom, just kind of getting, like you said, a preview of this. But one more thing just to get you to know in terms of this engagement is that we are going to be hosting the Munch with Mopo social media contest through this app. So for every post that you make and you tag hashtag BRW22, you'll be entered to win a $200 Berkeley Bucks gift card. So it's not just one post per person. However many posts you make, it adds on to that possibility for you to win the gift card. So of course, share this through your channels. Go ahead and share this through cross promotion through your Instagram, saying, hey, download this app, visit berkeleyrestaurantweek.com, and it'll have that link there for your followers to be able to download it and to be able to engage. This really is kind of a platform where you can make your mark and be one of the first of many who are going to be creating content on this app. So I think y'all can definitely be the pioneers for this, and Visit Berkeley will be reaching out to you beyond Restaurant Week to continue enlisting your help, your expertise to be able to showcase what Berkeley has to offer. And then also the Mopo team. I feel like this is also an opportunity for those who really want to engage with the app beyond Restaurant Week that can definitely work with Mopo to give them some insight, and they'll reach out to you separately from there. I do have a question. So Trevor asked, join late, the name of the app to download. It is Mopo, M-O-P-O. We will be sending a link later on tomorrow or Friday with the actual download link to be able to take you directly to this channel for Berkeley Restaurant Week. And the restaurants are listed in tiers. The last page layup is in alphabetical. So how it works right now is that once a list is created, the first one that you plug in is where it goes to the top. So there's no alphabetical structure in that sense of how the lists are created when you put the actual restaurants in, which is why we do create these lists, just so you know, by price point. So it's first restaurant you put in is the first one that comes up to that list. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's it for the See Others list recommendations. Yes, the most recently added list comes up, right? So it's always fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's also, and just to add on to that yeah, the actual order of the list itself is from the order that they're added. So I've been adding to these lists, and it basically is coming down to which menus are available for me to use.
So the ones that were first in kind of lucked out and are going to be first in the list. So nice job, guys. And if your menu's not in, this is a good moment to encourage you to get it in so we can start showcasing you on our app and on the Visit Berkeley website as well.
Exactly. And just to reiterate how this app is wonderful too, is that it does cross-pollinate where you can click on the menus and it takes you to Menu Moto. But let's say you go to a restaurant. If we scroll down to Summer Kitchen Bake Shop, if we click on their listing, you'll be able to see the menu there, but their actual listing, their URL, it goes back to the Visit Berkeley listing as well that we have control over to be able to change copy, to add pictures and such too. So it does go back and forth in terms of how we're able to showcase you restaurants that are on here on the Mopo app, but also beyond through Visit Berkeley's website, past Restaurant Week. So Martin brought up a really good point that this isn't a one and done. It is going to be continuously going on beyond Restaurant Week. I have a raised hand. Oh, I can see it from here from Madison from Julia's at the Berkeley City Club. Madison, do you have a question for us?
Hi, thanks, Jeff. Yeah, I do have a question. I know this is location based, so apologies if you already said this, but can it be accessed if you're outside of the area, and can people search? Okay, so, and if you but if you go to a different location, does it auto update with things that are in that area?
Yeah, actually, it's a great question, Madison. Remember how I was talking about channels, right? So there are channels that sort of basically bring different areas into focus. So if I was to click on any of these, it would show me things to do in that area. But to answer your question directly, nearby is a channel. So wherever I happen to be in the app, I can click nearby and it'll show me things, events and activities that are where I am. So we were talking the other day, for example, about, people coming out of a BART station, they can click the app, click nearby and find what's close to them.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Great question.
Jeff, the other thing I just want to add for the creators on the call is, I think you've seen this, Jeff, right? We're a sort of young, agile, hungry company. And so anybody who's got ideas, it's like, well, this is cool, but I'd really like it if it did this. We love to hear that. We listen, right? We've sat with Jeff and Dan. They've said, well, can we do this? And can we do that? And I think we've managed to turn those things around, right, Jeff?
You've done more than and beyond. So very, like you said, agile and responsive. And in terms of the edits, if you just scroll down really quickly, you can see that these lists, we saw visually, it's great to have the lists first and foremost, and then we can get into the content with events and listings. So it's just amazing to see how versatile this app is, but y'all are pretty much the first ones to really get out there and use it. And then get some food as well. So it's a win-win for everyone. I'm really excited to see the pictures that come up on Mopo and through the other channels as well. So is there anything else that you would like to show us or any other questions for the Mopo team about the app or how things work? Awesome. All right. Anything else that you'd like to add, Martin or Stephanie or amazing Patrick, who has dug into our data to make these listings? Thank you.
I've talked quite enough, but I think I've got over the key points. Thank you, Jeff, for the opportunity. Steph, Pat?
Just that we are open to talking more if as you install and get to using, if you have questions or want to discuss further, we're happy to chat.
Perfect. And then I think one last point too, and this is going to be for the restaurants. We don't need the screen share anymore, but if there are any changes that you need to have on your listings, if you want to swap out the pictures, reach out to us. That's what we're here for as well. So whether it's your listing on our website or through the app, we want to showcase you the way you want to be showcased during Restaurant Week and beyond. Awesome. So thank you so much, Martin and the amazing Mopo team. Stephanie, Patrick, it's been amazing to get to know you. I'm not going to mention how many weeks this has been, but it's been a whirlwind of wonders. I do have a hand raised. Megan, let's go ahead and answer your question.
Oh yeah. I was wondering, can I somehow contribute photos to the businesses on the app? I don't know, for example, Third Culture Bakery have a ton of photos from there. So just I'm just wondering if there's a way I could add to their gallery or yeah, how does that work?
The honest answer to that is I don't know right now. We had that. I've got to go to our product manager. We've got so much in the app. I don't recall if that's actually functioning right now. If not, we'll get it functioning.
Got it. So, and is there a way, so just kind of like currently with other social media platforms, to tag a photo and then tag a business as well, so it comes up on their feed? How does that work in terms of letting the business know, say, hey, like you said, Megan, their culture, I love them. Here's a photo, tagged it on Mopo for Restaurant Week, hashtag BRW22. How would be the best way to approach that?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't address that because I went through the social feed so quickly. Yes, when you create a social post, you can not only put a hashtag, you can tag a username, right? So if you want to tag Visit Berkeley, it could be, at Visit Berkeley. And then there's a notification system. I didn't show that in the app. So if anyone's tagging you, you'll get a notification that you've been tagged. Comment, there's a whole comment stream on social posts, etc. That's some of the detail I didn't get into, but yes.
Perfect. Thank you, Megan. You were on 2 for 2 today. You get an extra mochi donut.
Thanks.
Awesome. Any other questions that have come up for Mopo or even beyond Mopo for Restaurant Week or for any of us? I'm happy to answer them for y'all. Away from. Awesome. Well, I don't want to take more time from anyone else. In all reality, Restaurant Week is just a fun time to get people out to explore and dine, and just really appreciate everyone's contribution, both through food, through creativity, and through the app. Do I have another question coming up or another note? Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, Lisa, for the thank you. Wonderful. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end the call in a few minutes. If anyone wants to stay on and chat a bit more, you're absolutely welcome to. We will be sending out this recording after the call. So thank you all so much for your participation and looking forward to a tasty restaurant week in 8 days. So stay tuned and excited to have you all on board.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you all.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Bye, everyone.